Come together as one family on this most auspicious occasion of Saraswati Mata Jayanti, also referred to as Basant Panchami, and we come together to perform our puja, to offer our gratitude, our adorations to Bhagwan, particularly in the form of Saraswati Mata. It is wonderful to see families sitting together and communing together as we engage in this most wonderful and most auspicious offering. For persons who are seated on the bench, you too are performing puja this morning, and I'll invite you throughout the recitation of the various mantras and throughout the offerings of the various samagri and ingredients to gaze at that form, that wonderful form of Saraswati Devi Mata that you see so beautifully adorned in her sari, and you may mentally make those offerings. And when we get to the juncture where Havan is being performed, you will come and make your offerings to Agni Devata with your own hands in the manner prescribed. This morning, therefore, I will invite all persons who are seated and ready to perform puja to take firstly the lota of water in hand. Make sure it has a tulsi leaf in it if possible. And you will stir that water together symbolically as we join all of the holy rivers and all of the holy waters together, sanctifying that water that will be used. So you stir the water. Om Gangeshcha Yamuneshchaiva Godavari Saraswati Narmada Sindhu Kaveri Jale Asmin Sannadhina Kuru. Having done so, you will now wash your hands by sprinkling water in your palms and rubbing together, and you will do so with every person in your group. Om Hasta Prakshalam Samarpyami. Om Hasta Prakshalam Samarpyami. Om Hasta Prakshalam Samarpyami. And keep doing so. Let everyone wash their hands in the group. Once that is complete, you will be sipping water now from your right palm 3 times. So you sprinkle some water, place some water in your right palm, you touch it and sip that water. And everybody in your group should do that. I will try to go as slowly as possible because we have larger groups and some smaller groups. But let's begin with the Archman. Hari Om. Om Amritopastaranamasi Swaha. Om Amrita Piranamasi Swaha. Sip the water. Sip water, son. Om Satyam Yashasri Mai Shri Shayatam Swaha. Keep doing this until everyone is completed. Om Keshavaya Namaha Keshavaya Punatu. Om Madhavaya Namaha Madhavaya Punatu. Om Narayanaya Namaha Narayanaya Punatu. Everyone has completed sipping of water, Archman. Then wash your hands one more time. Om Hasta Prakshalam Samarpe. Om Hasta Prakshalam Samarpe. Om Hasta Prakshalam Samarpe. Now you take some water in your left palm. We engage now in Angasprash. So you will use the 3rd finger of your right hand. You will dip the water into the water that you dip your finger, the 3rd finger of your right hand into the water in your left palm. And you touch the various parts of the body just like we would do for Sandhya. We are doing this Angasprash. So you start with your mouth. Om Vakava, nose. Om Prana Prana, eyes. Om Chakshur Chakshur, ears. Om Srodram Srodram, navel. Om Anabhi, heart. Om Hridayam, throat. Om Gantaha, head. Om Siraha, both your arms. Om Bahobhyam Yashobalam, both your legs. Om Apadayo, rub your palms together over your entire body. Om Karatala Karaprishti. Now take the one person who is leading you take the lota with water, and as the mantra is recited, I want you to sprinkle water over all of the bedi, on all of the samagri and ingredients, on yourselves as well. Om apavitra pavitro va sarvastangatopi va yasmarit pundarikaksham sabhyabhyantara suchi. By the recitation of these mantras, you are purifying. So firstly, we purified ourselves internally. Then we purified our external organs. We are now purifying our entire environment. And in that mindset now, as we begin, I want everyone to sit upright. We refine our intellect, and before we formally begin with our invocation mantras, I invite us all to chant together the Maha Gayatri, that mantra that purifies our intellect, that refines our thoughts, and indeed that seeks that blessing of Surya Narayan Swami. Hari Om Bhurbhuvasvaha Tat Savitur Varinyam Bhargo Devasya Dhimahi Diyo Yonah Prachodayat. Again. Om Bhurbhuvasvaha Tat Savitur Varinyam Bhargo Devasya Dhimahi Diyo Yonah Prachodayat. Again. Om Bhurbhuvasvaha Tat Savitur Varinyam Bhargo Devasya Dhimahi Diyo Yonah Prachodayat. With that feeling of peace, with that feeling of serenity, with that divine energy flowing through our pores and our veins, let us now commence our puja. Those of you who are the bedi, take a flower. Any color, everyone take a flower. Take a few grains of rice in your hand as well. As we engage now in invocation, I want you to sit upright. Focus your mind on Bhagwan. Those of you who are on the benches, you may stand for invocation as we invoke the presence and blessings of all Bhagwan. Hari Om Om Bhadram Karnebhi Shinuyama Deva Bhadram Pashimakshbirjitra Stire Range Sustubhahum Sastanubhi Yashima Devaitam Jadayuhum Om Sastina Indro Vrihashvaha Swastina Pusha Vishviraha Swastina Starikshu Arishtanemi Swastino Brihaspatir Dadatu Paya Pritavyam Payoshadeshu Paya Devintarkshe Payodaha Paya Shidhi Prashidhushantu Mayam Vishnu Ratamasi Vishnu Stapito Vishnu Suryasi Vishnu Druvasi Vaishnavamasi Vaishnavam Dva Om Agnir Devata Vatu Devata Surya Devata Chandrama Devata Aditya Devata Marutu Devata Vishwavi Devata Brihaspatir Devata Om Vishwani Deva Savitu Durtani Parasuva Yadbadram Dhanasuva Om Lakshmi Narayan Bhyam Namah Uma Maheshwarai Bhyam Namah Sachi Pundari Bhyam Namah Matri Pitri Charan Kamali Bhyo Namah Ishta Devta Bhyo Namah Kul Devta Bhyo Namah Grama Devta Bhyo Namah Astana Devta Bhyo Namah Vastu Devta Bhyo Namah Sarve Bhyo Brahmane Bhyo Namah Om Dhyao Shanti Antarikshabhum Shanti Pravi Shanti Apah Shanti Oshre Shanti Bhanaspatir Shanti Vishwadeva Shanti Brahma Shanti Sarvum Shanti Shanti Deva Shanti Sama Shanti Redhi Stu Shanti Bhavatu. Offer the flowers and the rice on the bedi and the vacant part of the bedi, and you bow 3 times. Hari Om Tat Sat, Hari Om Tat Sat, Hari Om Tat Sat. Betty, those of you who are standing, you may be seated. Those of you at the bedi now, you will ignite that diya that is at the center of the bedi. And you'll place one flower at the side of that once you are complete and sprinkle some water around as the mantra is recited. So firstly, light the diya. Om Shubham Karotu Kalyanam Arogyam Sukha Samparam Mama Kshatro Vinashaya Deepa Jyotir Namostute. Place one flower and then you sprinkle some water around. Om. Yes, you may need to turn off that air conditioner. Om Ane Deepa Devata Puja Artam Gandak Pushpani Namaskaromi. Hari Om. Sprinkle the water on us. Having done so now, those of you who are seated and performing the puja, take one flower, one supari each. If you're running out of anything, let me know. One flower, one supari, few grains of rice, and one coin. So in your hand, what do we need? Supari. We need some supari in the corner here. Sharvani and D. So one supari, one coin, a few grains of rice, one flower. These are the items that you will hold in hand as we now recite the mantras of the Sankalp. The Sankalp is a resolution that we make to Bhagwan, having invited him in that form of that divine light that is before you. O Devi Maya, we are sitting today at this time, at this particular place, to perform your puja. We are doing so with love, we are doing so with devotion, we are doing so with one sincerity of purpose. We ask you, Amma, to please accept the offerings that we are about to make, the puja that we are about to perform, and to fulfill all our legitimate hopes, desires, and aspirations. For the young ones who are engaged in academic training and pursuits, you pray to the Divine Mother for that success in your endeavors and undertakings. For all of us, without exception, we ask for the blessing that our intellect and our thoughts would be refined and noble and uplifting, and that indeed all difficulties would be removed and we would have ourselves firmly entrenched on that pathway to the Divine Mother. As the mantra is being recited, you'd recite your Rasi name in your mind, if you know it. If you don't, you recite your name. If you know your Gotra or your lineage, you would recite that as well at the appropriate time. Hari Om. Om Vishnur Srimad Bhagavato Mahapurusha Vishnurage Pravatmanasya Adhya Shri Brahmanodi Nadveti Shri Shvetavadini Kalpe Vaiswatman Vandare Ashta Vishtatite Kalyuge Kale Pratanam Chadane Bhuloke Chunidade Shri Sanfanano Nagare Todd Street Stite Midyar Purushotam Shri Ramaraje Shri Vikamaditya Samvat Shri Margamase Shukla Pakshe Ravivasare Panchami Tithau Utar Bhadrapad Nakshatra Bhavakaran Meena Rasi. Your name Amukanam, your goat. Amuka Gotrasya Nam Spatni Spar Viryata Vijay Apar Viryata Samasta Mangala Apar Viryata Samasta Durabashanti Arta Ishtakama Samasriyata Shri Ganesh Bhagavan Pujanam Shri Saraswati Devi Mata Pujanam Prityam Surash Upachar Pujam Kadishye. Om. Again, offer all of the samagri in your hand on the bedi and you bow 3 times. Iti sankalpam karishye. Hari Om Tat Sat. Hari Om Tat Sat. Hari Om Tat Sat. Mangal Bhavatu. We now prepare ourselves to the performance of Ganesh Bhagwan Puja. Very brief, very simple puja to Ganesh Ji. We know Ganesh Bhagwan to be Pratama Puja, that form of Bhagwan who is worshipped first in all undertakings, in all endeavors. And why? Because he represents that form of God that allows us success, allows us that focused mind and the removal of all sankat, all difficulty, whatever troubles, whatever difficulties may be permeating and affecting our mind or our heart. We pray to Ganesh Bhagwan for those to be removed. I invite you to take yellow flowers if you have a yellow flower. If not orange, if not any other color in your hand, and you focus your mind, focus on Ganesh Bhagwan. Those of you who are on the benches, focus on his wonderful form in the murti before you. Prabhu, we pray for the removal of all difficulties. We surrender ourselves completely to you. I want us all to chant together that mantra, Om Gam Ganapati Namaha. Om Gam Ganapataye Namaha. Om Gam Ganapataye Namaha. Om Gam Ganapataye Namaha. Om Ganana Tvam Ganapati Hum Havamahi. Priyana Tvam Priyapati Hum Havamahi. Nidhina Tvam Nidhipati Hum Havamahi. Basu Mama Aham Jani Atmajasi Garbadam. Om Samukaschaikadantascha Kapilokachakarnaka. Lambodharishta Bikato Bignanasho Vinayaka. Dhumraketu Ganadakshu Palachandro Gajananam. Dwadashaitani Namani Yapare Shriyampare. Vidyarambe Vive Chaprapasanargamatha. Sangrame Sankate Jeva Vignatasya Najayate. Shuklam Bharadam Devam Shashivadam Chaturbhujam. Prasannam Bharadam Dhyayate Sarva Vignopashante. Shri Siddhi Vinayaka Bhyo Namaham Avahiyami Stapyami. Dhyayami Pujayami Namo Namaha. Offer the flower before Ganesh Bhagwan and bow. Om Gam Ganapati Namo Namaha. Om Gam Ganapati Namo Namaha. Om Gam Ganapati Namo Namaha. So the person who is leading the puja now will take a lota of water in hand. Everybody else who is with the group, you will touch hands with that person, forming a complete circuit. You'll take your water, you're sprinkling water on the feet, hands, by his mouth, and washing his head with that water. Om Shri Siddhi Vinayaka Bhyo Namaha Padyo Padyam Samarpyami Hastoragyam Samarpyami Achmniyam Samarpyami Snanam Samarpe Papuham Pap Karmam Papadma Papa Sambhava Traimam Pundarikaksham Sarva Papa Haru Hari. Then take a few drops of the Panchamrit and sprinkle on top of the murti. If you can, just 5 drops on the murti of Ganesh Bhagwan. Om Shri Siddhi Vinayaka Bhyo Namaham Panchamritam Snayate Samarpe. Om Manda Kriyastu Yadvari Sarva Paparam Shubham Taritam Kalitam Devam Panchamritam Snanam Shivarpanam Panchamritam Snayate Samarpe. Very well. Then you offer now some water. Om Gangeshcha Yamuneshchaiva Godavari Saraswati Narmada Sindhu Kaveri Jali Asmin Sannadhina Kuru. Offer a little bit of the cotton wool now to Ganesh Bhagwan. A little piece. You will touch to the murti and then place before him. Om Shri Siddhi Vinayaka Bhyo Namaham Vasram Upavasram Samarpe. Then you offer chandan, essence, hardi and sindur. If the chandan is dry, just put a few drops of water and then you offer the chandan first. Om Shri Siddhi Vinayaka Bhyo Namaham Chandanam Samarpe. Remember using the third finger of your right hand, ring finger. Om Vakratunda Mahakaya Surya Koti Samam Prabha Nirvignam Kurme Deva Sarvakareshu Sarvara. Om Shri Siddhi Vinayaka Bhyo Namaham. Essence. Gandham Samarpyami Hirum Gandham Samarpe. Hardi and then Sindur on the murti of Ganeshji. Om Gajananam Bhutaganari Sevitam Kapita Jambu Palachari Bhakshitam Umasutam Shoka Vinashikarikam Namami Viganeshwara Paripankajam. Om Shri Siddhi Vinayaka Bhyo Namaham Hardam Samarpyamirum Hardam Samarpe. Sindur Sinduram Samarpyamirum Sinduram Samarpe. Mangal Bhavatu. Om Ekadantaya Vidmehi Vakratundaya Dhimehi Tanno Danti Prachodayat. Hari Om Tat Sat, Hari Om Tat Sat, Hari Om Tat Sat. Mangal Bhavatu. You will offer now the Janev and you're placing that over the murti. You're placing the Janev on Ganesh Bhagwan. Try, and if you can, place on his left shoulder. Om, and around his neck. Om Yagyopavitam Paramam Pavitram Prajapatirat Purashtat Yagyopavitam balamastu tejaha Yagyopavitam samarpe. Take a few grains of rice and now sprinkle on the murti of Ganesh Bhagwan. Om Shri Siddhi Vinayaka Bhyo Namaham Akshatam Samarpyamirum Akshatam Samarpe. Now you will take a few strands of doop grass and with the tips facing you, so not horizontally, but with the tip facing you, you offer it to Ganesh Bhagwan. Om Gam Ganapatahe Namo Namaha Durvam Samarpyamirum Durvam Samarpe Mangal Bhavatu. Very well. Take a flower, what you consider to be the most beautiful flower, and you offer to Ganesh Ji. If you have a mala for Ganesh Bhagwan, you can offer the mala at this stage. Om Shri Siddhi Vinayaka Bhyo Namaha Pushpamalam Samarpyamirum Pushpamalam Samarpe Mangal Bhavatu. Take the bay leaf now and you offer the bay leaf to Ganesh Bhagwan. Om Tridulam Trigunakaram Trinitram Tratriyayudam Trijanma Papasmaraharam Belapatram Shivarpanam Belapatram Samarpyamirum Belapatram Samarpe. Hari Om Tat Sat Hari Om Tat Sat Mangal Bhavatu. Very well. You will now ignite the agarbatti. So you could use the flame that's on the diya that's in front of you. Make sure it is well lit. And then once it is lit, you will extinguish it so just the smoke is coming out. So go ahead and light the agarbatti. Make sure it lights properly. And then you will extinguish the flame, making sure that the smoke is emanating. And then once that is happening, in a clockwise direction, 3 times around the murti of Ganesh Bhagwan, you offer dhoop. Om Banaspatir Rasudbhutom Gandayu Gandutamaham Argya Devanam Dhupoyam Padigretam Dhupam Darishe. Now place the agarbatti in a place that is convenient, that you will not be burnt. So either if you have a little container, Kanishka, there's a little silk cup behind you, just behind the murti. Behind the murti, just place in that, right? Or if you don't, you can stick it in the corner or the handle of the Hawan Kund and let it hang over into the Hawan Kund itself. The thali that you have prepared now for Arati, I want you to light the diya in that thali. Make sure it has 1 or 2 little flowers in it as well. And once it is lit, you will then perform Arati to Ganesh Bhagwan. Om Lakshmi Karotu Kalyanam Arogyam Sukhasamparam Mama Kshatro Deepa Jyotir Namostute. Alright, make sure it's lit. Once it is lit, you perform the Arati. Om Sajam Chavarti Samayuktam Vahinam Yojitam Maya Trailokatim Arpanam Deepam Parameshwaram. Prems Bole Shri Ganesh Bhagwan Ki Jai. Place the thali again away from anybody so that they won't be burnt. Now, as I mentioned at the beginning, if you have prasad to offer for Ganesh Bhagwan separately, now is when you would offer that. If you don't, then take a little bit of sugar and place a little bit of ghee or dahi if you have on that sugar, and you will offer. Make sure this is not the prasad that you have for Saraswati Devi, okay? You hold in your hand this offering of Naivedyam and you pray to Ganesh Bhagwan to grant you success, to remove all impediments and all obstacles, and to mitigate against any difficulties that we may have to encounter. In your own mind, as the mantra is being recited, you pray for those blessings. Hari Om Shri Siddhi Vinayaka Bhyo Namaham Naivedyam Samarpyami Rituphalam Samarpe Gritpakvam Vishyanam Pescham Chashashankaram Nanavidancha Nevidyam Grihana Parameshwaram Tvaryam Bastu Govindam Tubhyameva Samarpe Grihana Sanmabhuktva Prasida Purushottamam. Touch the Murti and touch your forehead 3 times. Om Shri Siddhi Vinayakabhyo Namah Pranaya Swaha Om Apanaya Swaha Om Vinaya Swaha Samanaya Swaha Udhanaya Swaha Hari Om. Offer the flowers, and if you had dub grass, you offer that as well. That was in Italy. And offer a little bit of the prasad that you have, whether it is laddu or whatever was in Italy, you offer a little bit on a little pan leaf in front of Ganesh Bhagwan. Om Gam Ganapataye Namaha. Om Gam Ganapataye Namaha. Om Gam Ganapataye Namaha. Om Ekadantaya Vidmahi Vakratundaya Dhimahi Tanno Danti Prachodayat. Having made that offering, you take the lota with water once more and you sprinkle water, Achman, 3 times around the Murti of Ganesh Bhagwan. Om Shri Siddhi Vinayakabhyo Namah Achmanyam Samarpe Sarva Papaharam Devyam Gangeyam Nirmalam Jalam Achmanyam Mayartam Grihana Parameshwaram Achmanyam Samarpe. Now you all should have been given pan bira, that is the supari with pan leaf, with a supari in it, and clove, right, the pan bira. So you're taking 1, you should have 2, but you're taking 1 and you're offering to Ganesh Ji. Om Shri Siddhi Vinayakabhyo Namah Pungi Palam Samarpyamirum Pungi Palam Samarpe. And then once you do that, you offer Achman or water again. Om Shri Siddhi Vinayakabhyo Namah Achmanyam Samarpyamirum Achmanyam Samarpe. Mangalaye Namo Namaha. Take 1 coin and offer the coin to Ganesh Bhagwan. Om Gam Ganapataye Namo Namaha Dravadakshanam Samarpyamirum Dravadakshanam Samarpe. Having completed Ganesh Bhagwan's puja in this way, everyone now should take a flower. As this mantra is being recited, I want you all to pray for the removal of all obstacles that we may have to encounter in this life. Some of us now may be facing great challenge, great difficulty, great trepidation, whatever may be our circumstance, whatever be the sankat that confronts us, we ask Ganesh Bhagwan to remove that. We ask him to grant us success in our various endeavors and undertakings, and indeed to focus our minds so that we are firmly fixed on the presence of Bhagwan. In your own mind, each and every one of us, let us all pray to Bhagwan. Hari Om. Om Pranamya Sirasam Devam Gauriputram Vinayakam Bhaktavasam Smare Nityam Ayukamarta Siddhe Pratamam Vakratundam Jayikadantam Dvitiyakam Tritiyam Krishna Pingaksham Gajavakram Chatutakam Lambhodaram Panchamam Cha Shashtam Vikatameva Cha Saptamam Vignarajendram Dundavaram Tatashtamam Navanam Bhalachandram Cha Dashanam Tu Vinayakam Ekadasham Ganapatim Dwarasham Tu Gajananam Dwarashaitani Namani Tushamyapatenaha Nacha Vigyabavam Tasya Sarvasiddhikaram Prabhu Vidyarte Labate Vidyam Dhanarte Labate Dhanam Putrarte Labate Putra Moksharte Labate Gatim Jape Ganapate Stotram Satpasimhapalam Labe Samvatsarim Siddhim Chalapate Natra Sansayaha Ashtabhyo Brahmani Bashchalikit Bhaya Samarpe Tasya Vidyabhave Sarva Ganeshaya Prasadataha. Om Gam Ganapate Namaha. Boliye. Om Gam Ganapate Namaha. Om Gam Ganapate Namaha. Offer the flowers before Ganesh Bhagwan. Prem Bole Shri Ganesh Bhagwan Ki Jai. Having concluded that puja to Ganesh Bhagwan, we now turn our attention to Saraswati Devi Mata. She is resplendent before us, holding in her hand the Veena, copy of the Vedas, Parti Kamala. And some images we see her seated on a white lotus, and others we see her on the swan. The symbolism behind that icon of the Devi is very important and integral for us, and we'll explain a little bit of that later on. But at this juncture, I want you all to take flowers in your hand. As we focus our mind on her, we perform Surashupachar Puja to her. Take white flowers if you have, if not yellow. Or if you don't, color doesn't matter. It is our purity of thought. Look at the Divine Mother and you pray to her for that refinement of intellect, for that power of discrimination, so that we can always choose that pathway that would lead us closer to Bhagwan and avoid those decisions and those pathways that would take us further away from her. Om Aim Saraswate Namo Namaha. Om Aim Saraswate Namo Namaha. Om Aim Saraswate Namo Namaha. Om Ya Kunda Indu Tushara Hara Davala Ya Shubra Vastravrita Ya Veena Varadanda Mandita Kara Ya Shveta Padmasanam Ya Brahma Chuta Shankara Prabriti Deve Sara Vandita Samam Patu Saraswati Bhagavati Nishesha Jadhyapaha. Om Saraswati Namo Nityam Bhadrakali Namo Namaha. Bheda Vedanta Bhiranga Bhedyastane Bhevacha. Om Agacha Deva Deva Shate Jurasi Jagatpate Mea Kriya Pujanam Grihana Sarasame Shri Saraswati Devyai Namo Namaha. Avahiyami Stapyami Dhyayami Pujayami Namo Namaha. Offer the flower before her and you bow. Om Aim Saraswate Namo Namaha. Om Aim Saraswate Namo Namaha. Om Aim Saraswate Namo Namaha. Take few grains of white rice in your right palm. So just a few grains, everyone who is at the Bedi. And once you hold in your right hand, you cover with your left hand like this. And once the mantra is concluded, you will sprinkle these grains of rice on the murti of Saraswati Devi. Om Aim Saraswati Namo Namaha. Om Mano Jyotim Dvasya Brihaspatari Yagyamato Virishtam Yagyatsma Dhvatu Vishwe Devasya Dhyano Pratishtaha. Asya Pran Pratishtantu Asya Pranaksharam Chasya Devata Mehiti Mahiti Jakashyan. Om Ambe Ambike Ambalike Namayanati Kaschan Subhatrikam Kampala Bhasanim. Sprinkle the grains of rice on her. Om Shri Saraswati Devyai Namo Namaha. Person who is leading, take one flower in hand. Everybody else join palms with that person, join hands with that person. Having invoked the presence of the Devi, having invited her presence within our heart and before us and in our mind, we now offer to her a beautiful asan. O Devi Maya, we offer you this wonderful seat in our heart, in our presence, in our mind, to be entrenched there always. Hari Om Shri Saraswati Devi Namo Namaha. Ramyam Shishobhanam Devam Sarvasukha Karam Shvam Asna Chamayaratam Grihana Parameshwari. Shri Saraswati Devi Namo Namaha. Asanam Samarpe. Offer the flower before her, symbolical of offering to her wonderful asan or seat. Having invoked the Devi and having offered to her that seat before you, you now take water. And with that water, with the lot of water and the mango leaf, you are sprinkling water on her feet to wash her feet, on her hands to wash her hands, by her mouth to rinse her mouth, and on her head to offer a bath to her. Continuously you offer. Om Shri Saraswati Devyai Namo Namaha. Padyo Padyam Samarpyami. Hastoragyam Samarpyami. Ajpanyam Samarpyami. Snanam Samarpe. Papuham Papakarmam. Papatma Papasambhava. Trahimam Pundarikaksham Sarva Papa Haru Hari Sarva Papa Haram Devyam Gangeyam Nirmalam Jalam Ajpanyam Mayaratam Grihana Parameshwari Payoshri Narmada Jalatha Shanti Kurushrame. Take the Panchamrit now, and 5 times you offer Panchamrit on the Murti of Devi Maya. Om Shri Saraswati Devi Namo Namaha. Panchamritam Snayate Samarpe. Om Paya Pritaviyam Payoshadeshu Payadivintarkshe Payodaha Payashvidi Prashidhu Shantumayam. Om Payodari Samanvitam Panchamritam Snanam Shivarpanam Panchamritam Snayate Samarpe. Take the lotus with water now and you offer to her Ganga Jal as you bathe her with symbolically Ganga Jal. Om Gangeshcha Yamuneshchaiva Godavari Saraswati Narmada Sindhu Kaveri Jale Asmin Sannadhina Kurum. Om Shri Saraswati Devi Maya Bhyo Namo Namaham Gange Snanam Samarpe. Prem se bole Shri Saraswati Devi Mata Ki Jai. Beautifully. Take a little piece of cotton now and dry up the murti, absorbing all of the liquid on the murti for the time being. Om Shri Saraswati Devi Namo Namaha. Om Maha Saraswati Vidmehi Brahma Putri Dhimahi Tanno Saraswati Prachodayat. And then place that cotton one side. Now if you've brought cloth to offer, if you don't have cloth, you take a piece of cotton wool. And what you will do, put on that cloth a pan leaf, a flower, a few grains of rice, a coin. If you have cotton wool, then place the cotton wool on the pan leaf, again with those items. As you prepare this offering, there are various types of dan that are offered in our lives that are required. For example, annadan, the gift of food, dakshinadan, the gift of monetary wealth and other things. But bastradan is one of the forms that is offered. And we always ask the question, does God really require clothing? And the answer is always unequivocally and overwhelmingly no. But we do. And therefore we recognize that in this life, this physical existence, there are many basic material needs that we must have satisfied in order for us to sustain ourselves. And all of these things that we have that gives us that sustenance is as a blessing of Bhagwan. And symbolically, therefore, when we make this offering, we express that gratitude for all of the gifts that have been given to us, have been afforded to us. And we make that sankalp as well, that whenever we have the opportunity to, that we would give of ourselves, we would give of what we have for the upliftment of all of God's creation. Hari Om Shri Saraswati Devyai Namo Namah. Om Ved Sukte Samayukte Yagya Samasamanvite Sarvabhade Pade Devi Bhasasi Patigredam. Touch the murti and touch the forehead 3 times. Om Aim Saraswate Namo Namaha. Om Aim Saraswate Namo Namaha. Om Aim Saraswate Namo Namaha. Take the pan leaf with everything on it and place it before the murti of Saraswati Mata. The piece of cloth, you can place one on the side of the bedi or adjacent to the bedi. Having now offered that gift of clothing, we now offer various ornaments to the Devi. So you can place the on the side of it. And this would take the form firstly of offering of chandan. So make sure that the chandan is liquidy a little bit, but if it's dried up, put a few drops of water, rub it so that you have a paste, and you are adorning the murti, right? Om Shri Kanda Chandanam Devyam Gandhayam Sumanoharam Vilepanam Sreshthang Shri Chandanam Patigredam. Having offered that chandan, I want the person who is in the lead to place chandan on the forehead of every person who is in your group. I'll ask a member of the congregation to just take the katoris that are going to be given to you by the pujari and similarly give everyone who is seated on the benches chandan, as well as we are all participating in the puja. Om Aim Saraswate Namo Namaha. And now when you offer the essence or the perfume, you would do likewise. You offer firstly on the murti, and then you would offer a few drops. So if you have the spray, just a little bit on either the right hand or on the head of the persons in your group. Hari Om Shri Saraswati Devyai Namo Namaha. Om Gandadhvaram Vilepanam Sreshtam Gandadhvaram Shivarpanam Gandadhvaram Samarpe Shri Saraswati Devyai Namo Namaha Gandam Samarpyamyurum Gandam Samarpe Om Aim Saraswati Namo Namaha. Yes? Alright. We now offer, and this will just be confined to persons who are by their bedies, you're offering Hardi on the Murti of Saraswati Mata, and then Sindur thereafter on the Murti of Saraswati Devi Mata. Hardi firstly. Om Aim Saraswati Namo Namaha Hardera Sarvabhya Subhagya Dhayini Sarvalankar Mukyami Devitam Parigredam Hardam Samarpe. Sindur next. Sinduram Shubhanam Raktam Subhagyam Sukavaram Shubharam Kamadam Jaivam Sinduram Patigredam Sinduram Samarpyamirum Sinduram Samarpe. Om Aim Saraswate Namo Namaha. Sprinkle a few grains of the white rice on the Murti of Saraswati Devi. Om Akshatashta Shureshura Kumkumata Shishobita Meni Vidya Grihana Parameshwari Akshatam Samarpyamirum Akshatam Samarpe. Again, a few strands of doop grass which you would offer, again with the tips facing you, you offer to the Divine Mother. Om Shri Saraswati Devyai Namo Namaha Kandat Kandat Purhanti Purusha Purishpari Eva no Dhurve Pratanu Sahashtane Shatane Chaha Durvam Samarpe. If there's sufficient for members in the group, each of you take one neem leaf. If not sufficient, then what you can do is shred the leaf from the stem and give everybody a few of the individual. If you need extra, we have more. Anybody who doesn't have sufficient, we have extra neem leaves. And each of you place a neem leaf in front of the Murti of Saraswati Mata and bow to her, seeking her blessing. Om Shri Saraswati Devyai Namo Namaha Ya Devi Sarva Bhuteshu Buddhi Rupena Sansrita Namastasye 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 Namo Namaha. Offer the leaf. Om Ya Devi Sarva Bhuteshu Matri Rupena Sansrita Namastasye 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 Namo Namaha. Om Shri Saraswati Devyai Namo Namaha Nima Patram Samarpyamirum Nima Patram Samarpe. Mangal Bhavatu. Yes? Now I want you either, if you have a mala that you've prepared, to take the mala at this stage. If not, everyone in the group again, choose what you consider to be the most beautiful flower that you have in your basket or thali. And I want you to offer that flower as you symbolically adorn the Murti of the Divine Mother. Take careful, son, careful. Om Aim Saraswati Namo Namaha. Om Malyadini Sugandhini Malyatyarini Ve Prabhu Mertani Priyartam Pushpani Patigridam Pushpam Samarpe. Om Aim Saraswati Namo Namaha. Having offered that mala, offering now of Dupam and Deepam. So you could use the same stick of agarbatti that is lit, or you could light another one if you have another one, whichever. Some persons are troubled by the smell of the agarbatti, so in which case you use the same one. If you are not and you have a next stick, light it, same manner. And again in a clockwise direction, around the Murti of Saraswati Mata, you offer Dupam. Om Shri Saraswati Devyai Namo Namaha Dupam Darshamirim Dupam Darshe Banaspatir Sodbhuto Gandayo Gandutamaha Argya Devanam Dupoyam Padigredam Dupam Darshamirim Dupam Dharshe Mangal Bhavatu. Very well, and again you place the stick back in a convenient place. Now you perform arti with the tali, and when you're finished, you take your right hand, and using right hand you fan the flame over the Murti of Saraswati Mata 3 times. Om Shri Saraswati Devyai Namo Namaha Deepam Darshamirum Deepam Darshe. Om Sajam Javarati Samayuktam Vahinam Yojitam Maya Trailokaatmi Arpanam Deepam Parameshwari Shri Saraswati Divyai Namo Namaha. Prem se bole Shri Saraswati Devi Mata ki Jai. Offering now of Naivedyam Prasad. Ensure your thali has a flower, one tulsi leaf, and if you have neem leaves, you could put a neem leaf with it as well. This offering of Naivedyam that you have prepared is a symbol of your love to Bhagwan and this morning to the Divine Mother. We have in this life been afforded so much, this gift of this life, of our human body and existence, the opportunities that are presented to us and the talents that abound. And we express our gratitude to Bhagwan for this. Take the lota with water, person next to you, and sprinkle the water around the prasad 3 times before it is offered. Om Apavitra Pavitrova Sarvastangat Vivayasmri Pundarikaksham Svayabhintarasuji. Yes. Hold in your hand now when you pray to the Divine Mothers. This mantra is being chanted. In your own mind, with your own words, you offer the prayer that you wish to offer to Devi Maya, the prayer for success, for the refinement of intellect, for the blessings upon us, for all things good, noble and auspicious. Hari Om Shri Saraswati Devyai Namo Namaha. Naivedyam Grihatam Devi Bhaktim Me Chalam Guru Vipistam Cha Param Dehi Param Cha Param Gatim Shankaragrita Samayuktam Madhura Cha Uttamam Upahara Samayuktam Naivedyam Patigretam. Touch the Murti and touch your forehead. Om Pranaya Swaha, Om Apanaya Swaha, Om Vinaya Swaha, Samanaya Swaha, Udhanaya Swaha. Hari Om. Prem se bole Shri Saraswati Devi Mata ki Jai. You offer the neem leaves, the flowers, and again on a pan leaf, you offer a little bit of the prasad, or you offer one fruit. If it is that you have fruit offering, you offer the fruit. Om Gridbhakvam Vishadam Pescham Jashankaram Nana Viranjane Vidyam Grihana Parameshwari Shankaragrita Samayuktam Madhura Chasa Uttamam Upahara Samayuktam Naivedyam Patigretam Naivedyam Samarpe Mangal Bhavatu. Yes. You offer now Achman, sprinkle water 3 times around the murti of Saraswati Devi Mata. Om Sarva Papaharam Devyam Gangeyam Nirmalam Jalam Achmanyam Mayaratam Grihana Parameshwaram Achmanyam Samarpyamiram Achmanyam Samarpe. You offer the remaining panbira that you have. Om Pungi Palamaya Devyam Naugali Ilayuktam Ilan Chodani Samayuktam Tambulam Surpujitam Tambulam Samarpe. Again water, Achman 3 times around the murti. Om Papuham Pap Karmam Papatma Pap Sambhava Traimam Pundarikaksham Sarva Papa Harohari Shri Saraswati Devyai Namo Namah. Achmanyam Samarpyamiram Achmanyam Samarpe. 1 coin as you make the offering of Dakshina. Om Shri Saraswati Devyai Namo Namah. Dravadakshanam Samarpyamiram Dravadakshanam Samarpe. Om Hiranya Garbha Garbhastami Ma Vibhasavo Ananta Punya Plyarita Shantim Prachayami. Dravadakshanam Samarpyamiram Dravadakshanam Samarpe. Mangalaya Namo Namaha. Very well. Take flowers now as we conclude. We pray to the Divine Mother this morning. Oma, we've come before you. We've performed your puja with love and devotion. Those of you on the benches, I invite you to fix your gaze on the murti of Saraswati Devi Mata. Assume that position of reverence as you too offer our love, our adorations in the form of this stotra. Om Aim Saraswati Namo Namaha. Om Shweta Padmasana Devi Shweta Pusho Shobhita Shwetam Bharadara Nitya Shweta Ghandulepana Shweta Akshta Stotra Hastacha Shweta Chanda Chadechita Shweta Vinadara Shubhra Shweta Lankar Bhushita Bandita Siddha Ghandar Vir Archita Sunarbhari पूजिता मुनिभिः सर्वे ऋषि स्तूयते सदा स्तोत्रेण त्वं देवी जगद्धात्रे सरस्वतीं ये स्मरति ते सन्दायं सर्वं विद्यं लभायते ॐ सरस्वती नमो नित्यं भद्राकल्ये नमो नमः वीरविदन्त वीरङ्गा विद्यस्तने भय एव च श्री सरस्वती दिव्यै नमो नमः Offer the flowers before her. प्रेम से बोले श्री सरस्वती देवी माता की जय. Any children brought any implements that they wish to have blessed? If they did, just have it in their hands now. Put a flower on it. We are preparing ourselves for Hawan, and as we get ready with this part, during the Hawan, after the initial mantras are recited, we will recite the bridge mantra Om Aim Saraswati Namaha. Bench by bench, you will come up the middle to where Pujari is currently. You will make a right this way in front of the Hawan Kund at the middle there, and you will make an offering. There's ghee and there's a spoon, one offering, and then because of the number of persons, one offering each, and then you will exit right where Pujari is and go down that stairway back to your back to your benches. Okay, so we'll invite you at that juncture. I will just signal when we're starting to do that. Children with the implements to be blessed, you have it in hand. Put a flower on it. Somebody who is next to them, just sprinkle a few drops of water. Om Aim Saraswati Namo Namaha Shri Vishnu Shri Vishnu Shri Vishnu Om Apavitra Pavitro Sarvastangar Vivayasmini Pundarikakshan Sabhyabhyantara Suchi. Hold in your hand, you pray to the Devi Maya. O Ma, we come before you. These are the implements that symbolically represent our power and our ability to engage in learning and success in our learning. As we use these various implements to engage in our various assessments, may you ensure that we are granted success. All of the dedication and diligence that we've been afforded and that we've put our efforts into, may we be rewarded with success. Om Aim Saraswati Namo Namaha. Om Ya Kund Indu Tusharahar Davala Ya Shubra Vasravrita Ya Veena Varadanda Manditakara Ya Shveta Padmasanam Ya Brahma Chuta Shankara Prabhitihi Devai Sarabandita Samam Patu Saraswati Bhagavati Nishesha Jadhyapaha. Touch the Murti of Saraswati Mata. Touch their forehead. Om Aim Saraswati Namo Namaha. Om Aim Saraswati Namo Namaha. Om Aim Saraswati Namo Namaha. And if there's a vacant spot on the bedi, rest it there and leave it there for the time being. Wherever on the bedi there's a spot, just rest it there. It could be the front, back, side, anywhere that there's a space, just rest the entire thing there. Right. Yes, Tejasvi covers all bases. She has everything there. Right, so we begin now with Hawan. The person who's closest to the Hawan Kund, take one flower in hand. Om Agaccha Deva Deva Shate Jurasi Jagatpate Maya Kriya Pujanam Grihanas Rasme Shri Agni Devaya Bhyo Namo Namaham Avahiyami Stapyami Dhayami Pujayami Namo Namaham. Place the flower at the base of the Hawan Kund. I want you now to ignite the wick in the middle of the Hawan Kund with the matches or lighter, as the case might be. Ignite the wick. Om Agnir Jyotir Jyotir Agni Swaha Surya Jyotir Jyotir Surya Swaha Agnir Vajo Jyotir Vajo Swaha. Once it is lit, take the lota with water and you sprinkle water 3 times around on the outside of the Hawan Kund, not on the inside. Om Sarvatirta Samayuktam Sugandhim Nirmalam Jalam Achmanyam Mayadatam Grihana Parameshwaram Achmanyam Achmanyam Samarpyaminim Achmanyam Samarpe. Right? A katori with ghee, a little bowl with ghee in it and a spoon. 7 offerings initially. So every time I say Swaha, you offer 1 spoonful, not directly on the flame, but on the cotton, just under. We all ready? Om Prajapate Namaha Swaha Iram Prajapate Namam. Again. Om Indraya Swaha Iram Indraya Namam. Again. Om Somaya Swaha Iram Somaya Namam. Om Bhu Swaha Iram Jaya Namam. Om Bhuah Swaha Idam Suryaya Namam. Om Swa Swaha Idam Agne Namam. Last offering. Om Agne Namaha Swaha Idam Agne Namam. Put the spoon and the bowl down. Sprinkle water again 3 times around. Om Sarvatirta Samayuktam Sugandim Nirmalam Jalam Achvanyam Mayaratam Grihana Parameshwaram Achvanyam Samarpyam Samarpe. Right. In your thali that you should have separately, and in that thali you should have white rice, sugar, gugul, clove, black till. If you add Hawan Samagri, that as well. And 1 item or a little bit of your prasad that you offered both to Ganesh Ji and to Saraswati Mata. If it is a fruit, try to offer just the grapes and so on, not the larger fruit. If it is Mahanbhog or sweet rice, you could put that in. Now make sure you have enough for more than 100 offerings. Because quite apart from the initial Puranic mantras, we are doing 108 of the Bij mantra. So make sure you have enough and you're just offering little bits at a time. So when you have that samagri in there, you could add ghee to it and sani, everything together. If there's more than one person in your group who could reach the Hawan Kund as well, that person could continue offering ghee. So like here, Yash, you could continue offering ghee while your sister offers the samagri. Similarly, Rama, you can offer the ghee while Aditya continues, and similarly that way, right? So if there's more than one person could continue offering the ghee while the other person offers samagri. If there's just one person where it's not practical, then put the ghee and mix everything together. Wish I will ask you for your assistance for the ushering when we get to the Bij mantra. So persons are coming up and moving continuously. Once we conclude the Hawan and the Purnahuti here, so those who have mixed up their samagri, take a little bit out and place it in a pan leaf, which we will use for Purnahuti. Just a little bit of what you've mixed together, put on a pan leaf on the side, which you will use for Purnahuti. When we've completed the Bij mantra and the Purnahuti, then persons will be instructed to do certain things. And those of you who are here at that point, Aarti this morning confined to Saraswati Mata. So you're going there, you're performing your Aarti as far as possible, and then going back while the group will engage in some kirtan at that time. So we will instruct you accordingly. And again, I asked for the indulgence this morning for the restructure of the way in which the service was formatted to accommodate puja on this most auspicious occasion of Basant Panchami. We ready, everyone? Om Shri Ganeshaya Namaha Swaha. Om Shri Saraswate Namaha Swaha. Om Shri Guru Charanakamaleebhyo Namaha Swaha. Om Shri Brahmane Namaha Swaha. Om Shri Vishnave Namaha Swaha. Om Shri Rudraya Namaha Swaha. Mahamrityunjay mantra. Om Triyambakam Yajamahe Sugandhim Pushtivardhanam Urvarukamiva Vandanat Mrityur Mukshiyam Amritat Swaha. Om Namah Shivaya Swaha. Om Shri Ramaya Namaha Swaha. Om Shri Krishnaya Namaha Swaha. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya Namaha Swaha. Om Panchamukhi Pavan Putraya Namaha Swaha. Om Ishtadevtabhyo Namaha Swaha. Om Kuladevtabhyo Namaha Swaha. Om Gramadevtabhyo Namaha Swaha. Om Asthanadevtabhyo Namaha Swaha. Om Vastudevtabhyo Namaha Swaha. Om Saptarishibhyo Namaha Swaha. Om Bambarunaya Namaha Swaha. पृथ्वी माताभ्यो नमः स्वाहा ओम गौरी आदि षोडश मातृकाभ्यो नमः स्वाहा ओम इंद्रादिरस्कृताभ्यो नमः स्वाहा ओम श्री सूर्य नवग्रह देवताभ्यो नमः स्वाहा ओम दुम दुर्गाये नमः स्वाहा ओम महालक्ष्मी माताभ्यो नमः स्वाहा 108 times now. We invite you at the benches to start coming forward as directed. 108 times. So please come forward. Because of the number of persons, we want to make sure everybody comes up. Come, join a line, come quickly. Join the line so there's no spaces in between. Everyone, just follow the yarn, come up. Bench by bench as Vishnu directs you. Om Aim Saraswati Namaha Swaha. 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 Om Aim Saraswati Namaha स्वाहा ॐ ऐं सरस्वते नमः 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 स्वाहा Om Aim Saraswate Namaha Swaha. 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 Those of you at the Bedi, 6 final offerings. We sit upright as we join together. Mahagayatri 3 times. Hari Om Bhurvasva Tatsavidurvarenyam Bhargo Devasya Dhimahi Diyo Yonah Prachodayat Swaha. Om Bhurvasva Tatsavidurvarenyam Bhargo Devasya Dhimahi Diyo Yonah Prachodayat Swaha. Om Bhurvasva Tatsavidurvarenyam Bhargo Devasya Dhimahi Diyo Yonah Prachodayat Swaha. Om Sarvadevata Sarvadevibhyo Namaha Swaha. Om Sarvadevata Sarvadevibhyo Namaha Swaha. Everything in your thali, just make sure you have the Purnahuti kept separately. Om Sarvadevata Sarvadevibhyo Namaha Swaha. Place the thali down. Just rinse your hand out a little bit with the water from the lota, and then wipe your hands. And very carefully, those of you who've been seated for the entire duration, take your time and stand, because your legs may have fallen asleep. Please be mindful of that. So I don't want anybody falling over. So please take your time and stand after if you washed out your hands. Everyone on the benches could stand as well. It's very good for the cardiovascular system. And those of you who are on the benches, if you could just form like a chain and touch one of the hands of the shoulders of the main Bedi. Everyone, so you join, you don't need to all leave your seats, but form a little line and touch your hands so that the persons at the main Bedi here on the altar, because we all have performed puja this morning. Those of you who are at the Bedi, take the last offering that we have for the Purnahuti as we make our offering now. Hari Om Om Jayanti Mangala Kali Bhadra Kali Kapalini Durga Kshama Shiva Ratri Swaha Sudha Namostute. Om Purnamadat Purnamidam Purnat Purnamudakshate Purnasya Purnamadhai Purnamivavashishyate. Om Sarvame Purnahum Swaha. Offer. Take the lotus with water now and sprinkle water 3 times around the outside of the Havan Kund onto the flower that you had offered initially. Om Sarvatirta Samayuktam Sugandim Nirmalam Jalam Achmanyam Mayadatam Grihana Parameshwaram Achmanyam Samarpyamirum Achmanyam Samarpyam. Take a flower and fan the flame in all directions, north, south, east, west, upwards. Om Banaspatir Rasud Bhutum Gandhayu Gandutamaha Argya Devanam Dupoyam Patigretam Dupam Darshe. Please on the side. Wherever you are, direct both your palms to Agni Devata and pass over your entire body 3 times. Om Shri Analaye Namo Namaha. Please take your seats once more. One person from the group, take the Havan Kund. It should not be hot if you had foil in it. The only Havan Kund that's remaining is the one by the main Bedi. All the other Havan Kunds, make sure if it's hot, take a piece of wood or cloth, make sure somebody helps you. Could we open that door? Sir, just open the door please. And you are exiting through that door, just the persons with the Havan Kund. And please place it outside, put some pieces of wood and make sure it's lit up properly. And most importantly, before you leave the Mandir compound this morning, take the Havan Kund back with you after it's burnt out. For weeks and sometimes months after, we have Havan Kunds. We still have Havan Kund belonging to people that did not take back after Lakshmi Mata Puja and otherwise. So please don't do that. Please take back. Those of you who are at the Bedi area, please sit for a moment. So, brothers and sisters, it is almost 10:02. And therefore, I know some of you who've brought prasad to Charhawi, and those of you who want to perform your arti. What I will do though, is very briefly invite the announcements at this juncture. A few words that I will say, and then we will conclude with arti and final prayer. Once we've concluded with that, then you're free to come up to offer your arti and so on as families, as you usually would do. Those of you who brought prasad, can I just see anybody who brought prasad to offer? Stand up. Let me just see how many people. Right. You all will come first by the Murti Saraswati Mata once we're done. And you all will make your offerings, and then the others will follow behind you. Okay? So, just to facilitate. And again, I have to crave your indulgence. I have to perform a puja for devotee at 10:30, so I will have to leave right after service is finished. Okay? Who is doing our announcements this morning? Vishnu, any announcements that you can think of? All right. Yes? Yeah, no, well, I know that, but I mean, any other announcements? Okay. So I want to thank everyone for attending this morning's service. I want to thank particularly all of the families who've made the decision to come and sit to perform Saraswati Mata Puja, and who've done so with love and devotion. To all of the devotees who've attended and have participated, particularly in Havan, we want to wish the blessings of Saraswati Mata on you. For those of you who wish to sit on a Sunday morning to perform Havan or Puja, you can see Mrs. Umrao. She is seated here, Rama. You can see her. She's just at the front to put your names down and for making arrangements and so on. Those of you who would like to make contributions or donations towards the Mandir and its upkeep, you can see any member of the management committee, or chairman or vice chairman or treasurer or assistant treasurer. So Gangreen Sinanan, Malu Maharaj, Neela Maharaj, or Roger Bisoon, and you can give your donations. Those of you online, the ticker tape has the information at the bottom of your screen. You can make your donations, say who you are so we can issue the receipts. Upcoming events, yoga class will be held usually on a Monday evening, 5:30. So you're all invited to attend that class. If you're not, can we get a mic for Vishnu? And he will just fill in the ones that I haven't done yet. and all upcoming events that we are observing. In particular, just give Vishnu a mic, please. Mahashivratri, which will be celebrated later this month. You will get more details next week on that, but we will be starting first Pahar Puja from 6 in the evening, and we'll be going through the night as we did last year until the following morning. Between myself and Pandit Devendra, we will be facilitating the 4 Pahars during the course of the evening. Secured parking and security will be provided, and you'll get more details, but just know that Mahashivratri will be observed in that fashion. On the 16th of February, we'll be having a very special guest. Swami Brahma Swarupananda ji and member of his entourage will be here. As you know, Mahakumbh festival is being celebrated, and that goes towards the end of the month. And during that time, Swamiji and others have been going to various locations and have been doing wonderful discourses specifically geared towards that celebration, and he will be coming here at the Mandir on the 16th of February. So we look forward to seeing you all with us on that morning. I'll hand over to Vishnu now for the other remaining announcements.
Sitaram, very much. Thank you very much, Panditji, for all those important information. It's a lot, so please bear with us for a few more moments, right? On Saturday, the 8th of February, at 8 a.m., we'll be celebrating Hanumanji Puja right here at the Mandir. So all those who would like to take part, please see Roger or Pandit afterwards, and we can make arrangements for you to join with us for Puja on that morning, all right? I would like to congratulate everyone, all the families who sat this morning to do puja. It's very, very nice indeed when the Mandir has these activities that families could join with us in puja and bring the children, the parents, everybody together. It's what the whole Krishna Mandir family is about. So let's give everyone a round of applause. And we'd also like to thank Pandit for his time, because I know he's a very busy man these days. And let's give him a round of applause for coming early this morning to perform puja. Anyone celebrating birthdays, anniversaries this week coming, we want to wish you a very happy birthday or a happy anniversary, and may God blessings be with you all, right? One of the important events we're having in the Mandir, because maybe you all sit here on a Sunday morning and you may not know what's happening behind the scenes. We have some infrastructure issues to address in the Mandir. Just recently, we had a look at the back of the Mandir. We have one of the walls, and the back there is in a state of disrepair. So we like to have this fundraiser that we're having on Sunday, the 9th of March. It's in the form of a breakfast takeaway. We'd like you all to support us, please, right? We know we've asked the people in the Mandir to buy tickets, but this is a little bigger than that. We want you all to take some tickets and sell on the outside to your business friends, your school friends, your teachers, whatever. And we need support for this fundraiser, because this will help us to do the work that we want to keep the Mandir structurally strong and beautiful for all of us to enjoy now and in the future. So we'd like to beg you for your support. And we have a list circulating around. Maybe you have extra items at home, whether you have access to pumpkin, potato, whatever it is. It's a big lunch we're having, a breakfast, sorry. And we need all these ingredients, whether it's salt, whatever you can do in any way. Please see Rama afterwards, or the chairman or vice chairman, Mr. Mukesh Maharaj, afterwards. And please tell us what you could bring. Because if we get these ingredients, so we won't have to put out money to actually do the breakfast. And there's a lot of work involved in preparing. So anyone who would like to volunteer to support on the day, please see us also, because we really need your help, all right? So I take too much of your time already. Have a wonderful day. May you enjoy the rest of Saraswati Mata Jayanti. And we look forward to seeing you all every Sunday morning. Thank you.
Thank you, Vish. And as we stand for final arti, I'll ask the gentleman at the back. I think given the number of people, we need 4 talis. 2 wouldn't be suffice. If you could get 4 people to share the arti, because it'll take a while. Those of you with Prasad, so Freddie, Anne, and there was some other person with Prasad to offer. Right, Kari, please come now by the Murti of Saraswati Mata. Everyone where you are, so those who are the Bedi, you will perform your arti now. Okay, so you'll stand and perform your arti by the Murti, right where you are for the Shrotas, and as I said at the end, everybody else will perform their arti as well. Arti Bhajan.
Om Jai Jagadish Hari Swami Jai Jagadish Hari Bhakt Jano ki sangat दास जनों की संकट क्षण में दूर करे। ओम जय जगदीश हरे। जो ध्यावे फल पावे दुख बिन से मन का। स्वामी दुख बिन से मन का। सुख संपत्ति घर आवे सुख संपत्ति घर आवे कष्ट मिटे तन का। ओम जय जगदीश हरे। माता पिता तुम मेरी शरण गहो किसकी। स्वामी शरण गहो किसकी। तुम बिन और न दूजा तुम बिन और न दूजा आश करो जिसकी। ओम जय जगदीश हरे। तुम पूरन परमात्मा तुम अंतर्यामी। स्वामी तुम अंतर्यामी। पार ब्रह्म परमेश्वर पार ब्रह्म परमेश्वर तुम सबके स्वामी। ओम जय जगदीश हरे। तुम करुणा के सागर तुम पालन करता। स्वामी तुम पालन करता। हम सेवक तुम स्वामी हम सेवक तुम स्वामी कृपा करो भरदा। ओम जय जगदीश हरे। तुम हो एक अगोचर सबके प्राणपति। स्वामी सबके प्राणपति। किस विधि मिलो दया में किस विधि मिलो दया में तुम हो में कुमति। ओम जय जगदीश हरे। दीन बंधु दुख हरता तुम रक्षक मेरे। स्वामी तुम रक्षक मेरे। अपने हाथ उठाओ अपने हाथ उठारो द्वार पड़ा तेरे। ओम जय जगदीश हरे। विषय विकार मिटाओ पाप हरो देवा। स्वामी पाप हरो देवा। श्रद्धा भक्ति बढ़ाओ श्रद्धा प्रेम बढ़ाओ संतन की सेवा। ओम जय जगदीश हरे। तन मन धन सब है तेरा। स्वामी सब कुछ है तेरा। तेरा तुझको अर्पण तेरा तुझको अर्पण क्या लागे मेरा। ओम जय जगदीश हरे। ओम जय जगदीश हरे। स्वामी जय जगदीश हरे। भक्त जनों के संकट दास जनों मेरे संकट क्षण में दूर करे। ओम जय जगदीश हरे। ओम जय जगदीश हरे। ओम जय जगदीश हरे।
assuming that position of reverence, that prayerful attitude and demeanor once more. This morning we've all come together as one family, with our hearts filled with love for the Divine Mother. Each and every one of us are facing different circumstances. Our minds and our thoughts impacted differently by the different stimuli that may confront us. Some of us may be experiencing moments of joy. We have one young devotee who is with us for the first time at the Mandir area, and other young ones who are here. Some of us are feeling some sense of trepidation, having lost a loved one. Some of us feeling some anxiety over some uncertain times that may lie ahead of us. Whatever be our circumstance, we pray to the Devi this morning that our mind would be uplifted, our thoughts would be directed towards positivity. O Ma, you are that representation of all things pure, of all things noble, of all things auspicious. This morning as we pray not only for ourselves. We pray not only for our families, but we pray for our community. We pray for our country. We pray for all of humanity. For the many persons who are impacted negatively, we pray that you, O Ma, would provide that comfort, that solace, and that support. For you are mother, you are father, you are family, you are friend, you are knowledge, you are wealth, you are everything to us all. We surrender ourselves completely in prayer. Hari Om. Tvameva Mata Cha Pita Tvameva Tvameva Bandhu Cha Seka Tvameva Tvameva Vidya Dravinam Tvameva Tvameva Sarvam Mama Deva Deva Om Mantrahinam Kriyahinam Bhaktihinam Sureshwari Yat Pujitam Maya Devi Paripurnam Tadastami Avahanam Na Janami Visarjanam Pujan Chaiva Na Janami Shamyatam Parameshwari Om Dhyao Shanti Antariksha Om Shanti Prithvi Shanti Apa Shanti Oshareya Shanti Bhanaspatir Shanti Vishwadeva Shanti Brahma Shanti Sarvahum Shanti Shanti Deva Shanti Sama Shanti Redhi Sushanti Bhavatu. प्रेम से बोले श्री गणेश भगवान की जय, उमापति महादेव की जय, वृंदावन बिहारी लाल की जय, आज शक्ति जगदम्बा देवी मैया की जय, श्री पवन पुत्र हनुमान की जय, श्री महासरस्वती माता की जय। प्रेम से बोले श्री सच्चे सनातन धर्म की जय। Introduce around you, सब कोई जय जय सीताराम। May the Divine Mother bless us all with that refinement of intellect, that purity of thought, that purity of mind. May we always discern the correct pathway and avoid the wrong pathway. May she bless us all. May Bhagwan bless us all abundantly. Jai Sitaram. A very safe and powerful week ahead. And hand over to the group. Please come forward, those who wish to do their arti.